Don Lemon went on Bill Maher's Club Random Sunday, and he didn't exactly dazzle me with his intellect. Despite going independent, Don Lemon still has the logic and attitude of a CNN correspondent. He hasn't evolved. He won't evolve. Let's take a listen.
So I've chosen not to, in many ways, insult the viewer's intelligence by just having someone on purposely who's going to lie or just to fight.
I get that. It's also a very dangerous thing, I feel, to think you always know what's a lie and what isn't.
Good point, Bill. There's a lack of humility, this idea that people that disagree with me are lying, and they're counting the amount of lies that Trump says, and anyone who likes Trump is a liar. It's like an infantile way to look at the world, and Bill Maher quite rightfully called him out on this very gently, that you can't just presume to be the only person in possession of the truth. It's just not a good look. Let's see how Lemon responds.
And to kind of like summarily think that only one side is lying. One side is lying more than the other. That's true. It is a slippery slope.
Yeah. I don't believe that just one side lies, but I mean, I think you should have people on who can tell the story on the other side. But I don't have to book people just to fight. I hate that.
I do too.
Okay, don't book people just to fight, but you kind of do seem to believe that only one side is lying. This is, again, the CNN philosophy where, yeah, like you'll have someone who's putatively a Republican, but they're going to go on there to bash Trump.
Well, people like fighting.
Well, it wasn't just because I thought I got more out of that show than most news shows on television back then.
Yeah.
But there were fights, but I thought they were organic. Cable news is not booking organic fights anymore, organic guests. They're booking people to come on and yell at each other because they're desperate for ratings.
I don't know what an organic debate is or an organic fight. That doesn't make sense to me. However, CNN and MSNBC don't really have guests on to yell at each other. They don't really have debates at all. They'll have a Republican in name, like Chris Christie or George Will, someone who also hates Trump, but is supposedly in favor of small government, like Joe Scarborough, right? If they want to have a debate show, I'm with it. Let's do it. There's nothing wrong with debate. Doesn't bother me. What you have instead is like three Democrats yelling at someone who's gently disagreeing with them.
We get it. He's bad. Blah, 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 blah. And it's like, you know, I don't want to, I'm done.
Everything I hear from Don Lemon, that's actually his perspective. He's trying to get street cred as this kind of above-it-all commentator, but he's actually not. He is Trump bad, Orange Man bad. That's literally him.
But I was the first to actually call him a liar on TV. I was the first to actually call him racist on TV. And maybe that's why I'm not on TV anymore.
Yeah,
but
I don't know about that.
I do.
As a political commentator, say, I was the first one to call him racist. Like literally everyone says that. Everyone says he's a liar. Everyone says he's a racist. So I think that speaks to a lack of originality and a lack of creativity in Don Lemon, frankly. So you see, Don Lemon has the same basic bitch leftist talking points, but he wants to cast himself in the light of an above-it-all commentator. I guess that's why he went on Club Random. He wants to say, I'm not on CNN anymore, so I can say both sides have so much BS. He wants that image, kind of like Bill Maher has, someone who can relate to everyone, someone elevated and enlightened. At the same time, his opinions do not deviate in any way from Democrat talking points. His only criticism of the left, I guess, is that they don't go after Trump hard enough, or they don't do it in the correct way. Well, you can always find that kind of criticism in leftist op-eds, so that's nothing new. I'm skipping an interesting debate between Maher and Lemon over DEI and affirmative action. Whereas Maher can at least understand the criticisms that conservatives have of affirmative action, Lemon literally doesn't think any criticism of it is valid. He seems to say at once that we absolutely need DEI, but at the same time, no one has ever benefited from it. Total non sequitur and total lightweight political commentator.